Hey guys, what's up? It's Finchinator. We're back with another week of Generation 6 1v1 for the 1v1 Premier League. I didn't get to upload over the weekend because I couldn't play live as I was playing at my grandparents' house, but rest assured, I was locked and loaded, excited for this series against Des Shizzles, who is also 2-0 in the tournament coming into the series, I believe. So I was excited to play someone who seemed really passionate about the format, had a lot of knowledge going in, and had been doing well so far. So I was just all in all pumped for this one. Game 1, I brought a really cool Pokemon in Sock. You don't see that very often, but it's got sturdy and some nice coverage moves, so I figured that'd be cool. I also was able to bring Heatran and Gardevoir, all reliable Heatran, and big, scary Mega Gardevoir. Really excited about that. As for my opponent, he brought Archops, Gengar, and Mawile. Now, I had a Scarf Sock, so the idea here is that Scarf Sock is always beating Archops. Always hitting Archops because it's going to 2KO it, outrun it, and it can't kill back. I've got Sturdy. And Archops is almost always going to be Choice Banded. But the thing is that Archops is able to beat Heatran, Myset, and Gardevoir. It can miss against Heatran non-Balloon, and it should be able to 2KO it. And coupled with that, assuming he's plus speed, I have a slight chance, like a 2 in 10 or 3 out of 10 chance of living a Head Smash. So that, the miss odds coupled with the chances of it not killing odds makes it like a 20 or a 30% chance. Maybe something like that. I don't know. I'm not doing the math in my head, but the point was, I knew Heatran had a slight chance of beating Archops, and Gardevoir won if it was able to dodge. So again, it's anywhere from 20 to 40% chance, I'll say, with either of those two. And Sock just beats Archops. As for Gengar, though, my Sock set lacked Earthquake, and they tend to run Mega Gengar with like Disable, Hack, Sub, Wisp kind of sets, so I wasn't really sure what to expect, and I knew I couldn't do a kill it with my Sock, so I kind of felt hesitant with that matchup. I also knew that my Heatran was able to beat the Gar, but the Gardevoir probably wasn't able to. So, given that, I was a bit worried about Gengar. I thought it'd be a pretty good bring against 2-3, and it would beat anything that I would use to beat Archops, if you will. Next up, there's Mega Mawile. Mawile loses to Heatran. It really depends on if it's offensive or defensive. As to Sock, I didn't run the calcs. I think it beats Sock if it hits, though. So, yeah, I kind of was nervous about Mawile as well. So I was on the verge of bringing Heatran, and I can't remember if I brought it or Sock. I think I initially had Sock click, and then I brought Heatran. Yeah, I was kind of like, okay, I think he's gonna bring Archops, so I'm gonna bring Sock. And I was like, you know what? Nah, I have odds with Heatran against Archops, even if it's not good ones, and it should handle the other two. So I figured, let's go for it. And unfortunately, he called me and he brought Archops. I'm like, okay, don't get max damage, please. Sorry, don't get even a neutral roll or don't hit, basically. He was favored, don't get me wrong. But he hits and he gets the kill. Yeah, no, I'm not trying to say I got unlucky there. No. He was strongly favored in that. But yeah, he got me there. Well played on his end for sure. But that's fine. I'm going to game 2. I'm like, okay, bet. I got the Goons. We got Manaphy. We got Genesect. We got Mega Diancie. 3 powerful mother you-know-whats. So we are back in business, game 2. But my man brought Deoxys Speed, which uses like pressure, sub, taunt, stalling, so that's like gross. Disgusting. But I got Genesect with Bug Buzz for that. And I got set up on my Manaphy. I don't know if Mega Diancie beats it. It really depends on specifics, but even that is a chance. I actually wasn't very worried about that. I was more thinking, okay, Heatran is like the only hard stone cold wall to my Genesect, unfortunately, so that's a rough one. In addition to that, I didn't have Earth Power on my Gardevoir either, so like the only way I can beat Heatran is A, getting very lucky with Diancie. I don't know why I said Gardevoir, my Diancie. Getting lucky with Diancie against Heatran, which I didn't think was happening, or B, bringing Manaphy. And then I look at the standard for Clef, and it actually runs like a Stolly set most of the time, so I'm like, okay, great. If it's a Life Orb set, I probably get screwed by Thunder or Thunderbolt if it hits. But I didn't think he'd bring Clefable because Diancie should be able to two-shot it, and the Genesect would be able to handle it, I believe, the standard set. But it turned out, and we're going to see now, he brings Clefable, and it was actually a set that beat all 3 of mine no matter what. It was a choice spec set, it looks like, given this Thunderbolt damage that you'll see here. And it would have killed Genesect. Genesect couldn't one-shot it. It would have killed it. You know what? I think if I didn't Mega... So I think there was a way for me to win. In that I probably could 2KO it with Mega Diancie. And this depends. If he had max HP, it might not have worked. But I think Moonblast and the Moonblast, if I didn't Mega the first time and then Mega the second time, might have been a roll to kill it. and then I could always live the Moonblast. Or if he didn't get a drop, and I Mega turn 1, but not Megaing preserves Clear Body. So that's what I'm trying to think. I think that I had a 1 in 3 chance of winning this, basically, but I picked the wrong Mon. But, this Life Orb, like this, or rather, Choice Spec Clefable is actually a really smart bring in this. Not only, like, in this 3v3 in general, but also just, like, against me, someone who was kind of expecting more standard sets, and that was a really great call by him. And I just want to highlight how cool it is, because you get all this coverage. I mean, you probably run Trick, try to stall your Pokemon, Moonblast, Thunderbolt, and then, like, Flamethrower, Hidden Power Ground, or Focus Blast. And it obviously took you out this Mana Feast, so there's nothing I could do. It also turned out to be unaware, which makes a ton of sense. So, yeah, nothing I could do here. He got me. So that's 2-0 in his favor, but I know I can take it back. I could win the next 3. I won 3 in both the prior sets, so I'm confident. So I'm bringing out the Goons here. I know right off the bat that Hoopa very rarely runs fighting coverage, and Heatran, even if it runs specs, can't beat my Tyranitar set, so long as I connect on a Rock Tomb. It pretty much covers the bases. So I was really confident with this Tyranitar in the matchup against those two, but I knew against the Sylveon it was not winning at all. It was always getting KO'd by the Sylveon, and it didn't have Stone Edge or Heavy Slam or something like that to really do the trick against it. But then at my other Pokemon, so Gardevoir, it had a chance of beating the Sylveon, but it wasn't like super favorable. But Volcanion would have manhandled that, but it lost to Specs Heatran, and it lost to most supersets, not all, but most supersets. So it was kind of like, well, we're back in that little like 50-50-ish scenario where like I could bring Volcanion and Sylveon and it's lit. I can bring Tyranitar into one of the other two and it's lit. But I can't bring Volcanion into one of the other two and I can't bring Tyranitar into Sylveon. So it's that kind of same dynamic as game 1 between Saki and Heatran, if you will. And I'm like, you know what? I really don't think I'm going to get it wrong again if I go with the Pokemon that I feel covers a bit more in Tyranitar. I feel like he's not going to go for the 1 again, if you will. But it's pure gut. It's not actually like strategic thinking. But I'm like, you know what? Tyranitar's to play. And he brings Sylveon. I'm like, well, it was a good series as it lasted. And I rocked to him like, okay, sure, let's see. It does 29. Great. Hyper Beam one-shots me. Pixelate. So yeah, good games to my guy, Dead Shizzles. An absolutely dominant 3-0 on his end. Some really strong preparation. A nice surprise set in game 2, coupled with just some really strong understanding of the game and the theory behind it, if you will. And I gotta say, there are a lot of entrances to 1v1. Like, yes, it absolutely involves an element of guesswork, as we saw in game 1, and arguably game 3 as well, as I outlined, but that shouldn't detract away from the wins of me in the first 2 weeks, or more importantly, my opponent here, who kind of set himself up for success, if you will. He brought things that would cover everything. And team construction in 1v1 is something that requires as much skill as playing in 6v6, arguably, in that you kind of have to be crafty in making sure that you cover the common matchups or potentially create uncommon, unexpected matchup dynamics for your opponent. And he was able to do that really well with this Clefable in game 2. And I think that's a piece of game theory that's really underrated, that is understated, if you will. Something that we should pick up on more as a community and perhaps apply to other formats as well. I think that's really cool. And I think someone that I uploaded earlier today, actually, an OU player, Storm Zone, for those of you unfamiliar, he kind of touches on that really well in his 6v6 team construction, where he throws out convention, he throws out norms, and subscribes to a more, I'm going to use this because I think it's going to win. Even if it means I'm going to lose to some Pokemon, I might not cover everything. I'm going to use something that wins first. I'm going to use something that wins in a surprising way so I catch him off guard. And that sort of approach, that sort of philosophy towards the game, while maybe not conventional and maybe leading to a bit more variance, can pay large dividends. And Des Shizzles was able to hit on that really well. And he deserves all of the props in the world for that. So, hey man, very well played. And it was a pleasure to play you, and I'm really looking forward to my future games in future weeks. I'm still going to be playing Boras 1v1 in the coming weeks, so if you guys are excited to see that, I'll try and either upload it live, depending on what I'm doing, or go ahead and get it up for Monday or Tuesday or even Sunday, depending on when I play. I can't quite remember. I don't remember what I played this week, but I'm excited. I'm trying to mix and match a little bit, have some fun with that. You know how it is. But yeah, stay tuned for more 1v1 content. And maybe I'll try and get you guys some Nat decks in the coming weeks as well for those people that aren't super into the standard metagame right now, although I've been enjoying OU and we just had some nice bands. So yeah, but with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed, and check out the Twitter or Discord if you want to stay in touch with the channel. But yeah, peace out, and I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, Bye now. Have a great day, and be sure to stay safe, guys. Later.